Hello students, today we shall see the next part of our chapter Linux Basics. Today we are going to see the shell, the kernel and the Linux file system. So first we will see what is a shell. I hope you all have seen a coconut. When we remove the outer covering of the coconut, there is a hard surface which is known as the shell. Same concept is used here in Linux operating system. So you can see in the diagram, in the inner circle is the basic hardware of the computer, which is surrounded by the kernel, and the kernel is again surrounded by the shell. So we can think this shell as the hard covering of a coconut, and the inside part, which is the soft white part of the coconut which is edible, is inside the shell. So this shell protects the kernel from the outside users. So the users will give the instruction to the shell. The shell will interpret the instruction and tell the kernel, and kernel will make the hardware to execute that particular instruction. So indirectly this kernel is nothing but the operating system programs. So now we shall see the shell in detail. The shell is an interactive interface that allows users to execute other commands and utilities in Linux. Okay. So the commands and utilities will be in the kernel, and the shell will take the instruction from the user and give it to the kernel. It gathers input from the user and executes programs based on that input. When a program finishes executing, it displays the program's output. So the shell will take the input from the user. Input is nothing but any instruction or command given by the user, and it will execute the input. When a program finishes, it will display the output on the screen. Shell is an environment in which we can run our commands, programs and shell scripts. So just like the DOS, if you have used the disk operating system, we are using the command prompt to execute the commands. Similarly, shell will allow us to execute commands and programs and also some shell scripts. What are shell scripts we shall see later on. The shell is a command line interpreter that provides command line user interface. So as I have told you earlier, shell is a command line interpreter. So whatever command you give and the command prompt, it will interpret the command. That means it will understand what the user wants to do, and the command line user interface is given, which is known as the CLI. Users direct the operation of the computer by entering commands as text for a command line interpreter to execute. So the user will just type in the command at the prompt, and the shell will understand what the command has to do. Users interact with a shell using terminal emulator. Just like in DOS we have the terminal or the command prompt, in Linux we are going to use a separate application or a software which is known as a terminal emulator. The shell hides the details of the underlying operating system and manages the technical details of the operating system kernel interface, which is the lowest level or innermost component of most operating system. We have earlier seen what is an operating system. So operating system acts as an interface between the user and the hardware. So at the lower level, that is the lowest level, what is implemented or how it is implemented in the hardware is hidden from the user. So this shell acts as an interface. When the user logs in the system interactively, a shell program is automatically executed for the duration of the session. So when you put on your machine and you log in to the machine, and if you are using a Linux operating system, a shell will automatically be executed when your system will be booted. The shell is both an command language as well as a scripting programming language and is used by the operating system as the facility to control the execution of the system. This shell can be used both for scripting as well as command language. Command language means you can just type in the command and press enter, and scripting means you can write short programs in the shells which are known as shell scripts. When you enter a command at a terminal, the shell interprets the commands and calls the programs you want. So suppose if you type in the copy command, the copy program will be executed and the program or the file will be copied. So when you enter a command at the terminal, the shell will understand that now the copy file or the copy program has to be executed. The shell is an executable file responsible for interpreting the commands, transmitting them to the system and returning the result. So the shell, which is an executable file which gets automatically executed when the user logs in. So it will take the command from the user, interpret or understand that command and give it to the kernel to execute that particular command. The kernel will execute that command and gives the output to the shell, which will be displayed on the screen. Both user return and system programs are normally executed by a command interpreter. So we can execute both the user programs as well as the system programs on the command prompt of the shell. The environment of interaction is text based, and since it is command oriented, this type of interface is termed as command line interface or CLI. Since we are going to type in the command, or we can say it is cryptic, same as we type in the command in DOS, it is known as text based environment, command oriented type of interface, which is termed as command line interface. The core of the shell is the command prompt. So like DOS, same like DOS, the core of the shell is the command prompt. The command prompt is the interactive part of the shell because it is the command prompt which is going to take the command or instruction from the user. So we say it is the interactive part of the shell. The shell contains a set of internal commands that we use to control things such as copying files, moving files, renaming files, displaying the programs currently running on the system, and stopping programs running on the system. Like the DOS has some internal commands and external commands, same ways the Linux operating system also has the internal commands which are run by the shell. Besides the internal commands, the shell also allows you to enter the name of the program at the command prompt. The shell passes the program name to the kernel to start it. So if you have written any program, that is the user written program, you can just type in the name of the program on the command prompt and your program will automatically get executed. There are quite few Linux shells available to use on a Linux system. Different shells have different characteristics. The default shell used in all Linux distribution is the bash shell. Okay, so we shall see each shell in detail. First we shall see the bash shell. The full form of bash is born again shell. Is the most widely used choice, and it comes installed as the default shell in the most popular Linux distributions. Okay, it was developed by the GNU project as a replacement for the standard Unix shell called the Bourne shell. It is denoted by the word bash. Next we'll see Bourne shell. This Bourne shell will be denoted with sh, which we are going to use in our operating systems. In our college laboratory we are going to denote it with sh. It was written by Steve Bourne at AT&T Bell Labs. It is faster and more preferred. It lacks features for interactive use like the ability to recall previous commands. It also lacks built-in arithmetic and logical expression handling. Next type of shell is the Z shell. It was designed from the onset to be interactive and incorporate some of the best features of the older shells. It provides unique scripting features. It is highly customizable and is easy to use with spelling correction and command completion. The features which are not available in the Bourne shell have been included in this ZSH or Z shell. Next shell is the Korn shell. Korn shell or KSH. Korn shell will be denoted with KSH. Is a very old bash alternative that has been developed in the 1980s. It is denoted as KSH. It was written by David Kohn. That is why the name of the shell is Korn shell. At the AT&T Bell Labs, it is a superset of the Bourne shell, so it supports everything in the Bourne shell. It has interactive features which the Bourne shell did not have. It includes features like built-in arithmetic and C-like arrays, functions and string manipulation facilities. So you can write small C programs in the K shell. It is faster than the C shell. Next type of shell, TCS shell. The TCSH is a better version of the C shell. It was developed in the Unix era. It offers several other useful features such as job control, command line editor, or a configurable command line completion tools. Next type of shell is the C shell, which is denoted by CSH. Bill Joy created it at the University of California at Berkeley. It includes helpful programming features like built-in arithmetic and C-like expression syntax. So these are the different types of shells which will be included